Where's Jeff?
All right. All right. You guys are ready?
So how are we supposed to start this?
Just start
That is
it?
a good question. I really do not know.
I guess we just start like we always do, and then saying our names, and then just start with our opening statements.
Yeah,
Um,
that'll be the best thing
and
to
just
do.
go like it says.
I don't necessarily have an opening statement. Really? I guess I kind of can have one I can throw together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Open up.
it says that these are supposed to be like 5 minutes each, but like I feel like my arguments aren't like I don't have like a 5 minute spiel to say.
Me either.
I think it's
So
supposed to be
good, because
just
like
5
I'm hoping
minutes.
just to like kind of like I don't know debate, like not like do like a speech. Anyways, I think Grace forgot that her thing is muted. Grace, we can't hear you.
Oh my gosh. I have like a paragraph. That was your error.
I've done that before.
Me
Okay.
too.
Like somehow. Oh, wait. It's saying that it's recording right now.
Yeah, so I told you I started recording.
All right, we can start if you
Let's
want.
start.
It says 6 minutes.
Jeff must have put
It says
record because it says it's live.
Yeah, we're live.
So I guess we should start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought I told you. I'm sorry.
I'm yeah.
I think I saw it turn yellow, but okay.
Okay. Hold on, Jeff.
I'm Emily.
I'm Grace.
And I'm Julia again. So I guess we will just start with saying sort of an opening statement about our argument. And it says that the humanist goes first. So Emily, that's you.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay. Traditional religion is not applicable to today's man. Religion must evolve with the evolving society to meet the personal and social needs of today's man. Just as religious culture and civilization, oh, sorry, not that part. And we must be responsible and open to new ideas as we are to scientific advances. And that is my spiel.
Humanist.
I have a lot more main points to discuss, don't worry.
Okay.
You're way ahead on me on that one.
So Grace, would you like to opening statement for the
Yeah. Hey, Dan. Yeah, I'm at a friend's house.
While ago,
Sorry.
I was having a family home visit with the Fosters,
No worries,
and
Dan.
then when I started heading this way, I meant to call you, and I forgot. But when I got here, you was already here, so it was all good. You know, all you have to do is ever come down here. You ain't got to call first.
Thanks, Dan.
And if you ain't here, all you got to do is just open the door.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. Sorry.
You're fine.
All right. Religion in America is under attack. As Americans, our rights as we know it are being infringed upon by the very fabric of our democracy. One of the great fundamentals of our inspired Constitution is the principle that the people are the source of government power. Now, I acknowledge whether you are a believer in humanism or creationism. Both of those sides genuinely believe that they have moral truth. Well, we know that the natural world is rational, ordered, and the human mind is constructed enough it will discern that order. We can agree on this. The beliefs of the humanist philosophy encourage religion as being outdated, in need for revision, and not so scientific. There is a big push to transform religion or take it out of our society altogether. But the very beginning of our society was based upon religion, written by God-fearing men who established the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution that has been in effect since the beginning of our democracy, successful democracy, that has kept tyranny at bay and worked in trusting a creator and intelligent being. Our human rights are being put in the forefront, which is great with the exception that our religious rights are being put on the back burner. What is happening is an increase in hostility toward Christian beliefs and values. In our current American culture, you are free to be a Christian so long as you don't actually live out your faith, vote your faith, take a stand in relation to your faith, or believe others should embrace your faith. In other words, it can be privately engaging but must remain socially irrelevant. So, what should we do about it? Elder Oaks, an American attorney, jurist, author, professor, public speaker, and religious leader, said it best when he said, quote, "Religious values and political realities are so interlinked in the origin and perpetuation of this nation that we cannot lose the influence of Christianity in the public square without seriously jeopardizing our freedoms." End of quote. And that's all I got.
Cool.
Okay, so round two. So now we'll state our main arguments. So Emily, what's your main argument?
So man alone is responsible for setting and reaching his goals and dreams and creating the good life for himself. We are responsible for promoting our own happiness, whatever it may be. Follow your brain and not your heart by being open to new ideas as we are to scientific advances. And the humanists need scientific-based evidence because the traditional religious views are not applicable to today's society. And the development and fulfillment of human personality is the end. Our social passion is to be accepted and to be part of a peaceful society. And they believe to work together for a better tomorrow by promoting social well-being, a peaceful, anti-war society through our intelligence. Through our intelligence, we have a vision and hope and a direction for satisfying survival and accepting all. And I thought this part here was fitting with everything that's going on with the refugee status. It says here that travel restrictions must cease. The world must be open to diverse political, ideological, and moral viewpoints and evolve a worldwide system of television and radio for information and education. We thus call for full international cooperation in culture, science, the arts, and technology across ideological borders. We must learn to live openly together or we shall perish together. And to achieve this free and universal society for all, we must do so through voluntarily and intelligently cooperating for the common good and promoting the need for social values and morals and focusing on individual growth and fulfillment for all, and this not just the select few who are privileged to do so by their own means. And let's see. And
You've been really good.
thank you. Okay, here's the one other point I had. So talked about how traditional religion is not applicable and it must evolve with the evolving society. They talk about how religious culture and civilization are the product of interaction with the natural environment and our social heritage. So therefore we should be more open to continuous evolvement through the environment and our current social status. So that is it.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay,
Do you have
so
anything you want to add, Jeff?
No, I think you said it just perfectly.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't think I want to add or take away what you just said. That was good.
Jeff,
Thank you.
are you gonna debate on the religionist side then, or
No, I'm going to stick with the humanist side. If it's,
okay? That was really good. I feel underprepared,
Mhm.
but
I just read a bunch of
Quotes.
points that I had. I just highlighted parts that I was like, oh, that makes sense.
yeah.
And then I just read the
Yeah,
quotes.
that's
So don't worry. I'm sure you got this.
So basically, our side of the argument is that these are also quotes from Elder Oak and what he said, and he said that freedom of religion is the cornerstone of American democracy, and religion is really what this country was based on to begin with. That's why the settlers came over here, is to escape the the Church of England and practice their own religion. Um, and like Grace said in her opening statement, religious values and political realities are interlinked in origin and perpetuation of this nation. And we shouldn't lose the influence of Christianity in the public square. And if we do lose that influence, then we're also jeopardizing other freedoms, such as freedom of speech. And it also, what else was I going to say? Sorry. He talked about how, you know, anti-religion groups say that they appreciate what religions do, like humanitarian work and everything like that, but they want them out of politics. And this just isn't right. You can't limit the religious practice. This is taking away basic American freedoms that we should all have. So basically, we believe that freedom of religion should be defended and should not be questioned because it was here to begin with, and it is what this country is based on. So.
It's really good.
Grace?
very good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, then we're off to round 3.
Cross-examination. The best part. So do we just like
I guess we
throw
just
the
ask.
ball and then you throw it back?
Yeah, I guess the human is supposed to ask the religionist the questions first, and then we
Yep.
switch roles.
Do you have any questions for us?
All right, Emily, make it hard.
Hey, Jeff, why don't you think of a question?
Hippie.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I've never
Come on,
done this
Jeff.
before, so it's
Hippie number 2.
Huh? I do have a
I'm
question
just
for
kidding.
the humanist side, actually.
Do you want
Okay.
to start then?
I will
Oh,
do my
I do
best.
too.
Ask away and see what I can do here.
Well, I mean, in Emily's statements, she said that I think it was like I'm gonna misquote it, but it said something to the effect of like, you know, we should all just, you know, focus on being happy and, you know, getting along and being happy. But, you know, religion, I mean, happiness means different things to different people. And religion provides happiness to a lot of people. And so how do you think taking away religion will help everyone to be happy and joyful and peaceful when a lot of people find peace in their religion?
Let's see. There was one point here that could explain that. I'm just trying to find where I have it written down here.
Do you have an answer to Jeff?
I'm thinking. That's a good question, Julia.
So
You gotta think like the opposite side,
I
man.
am not prepared for this. Sorry.
well, so there's
No, just think like opposite side.
Yeah.
I have two little quotes here that could kind of answer that. So believing that religion must work increasingly for joy in living, religious humanists aim to foster the creative in man and to encourage achievements that add to the satisfactions of life, and endeavor to establish the conditions of a satisfactory life for all, not merely for a few. By the positive morale and intention, humanism will be guided, and from this perspective and alignment, the techniques and efforts of humanism will flow. So, if we're all happy as individuals, we'll all be happy as a society, I guess. It's what, and one of the points I had earlier was we're responsible for creating our own happiness individually, whatever it may be. So
Well,
whatever
I
brings
agree,
us
Emily. I
happiness.
think it's our own responsibility, personally. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, like how it's like we decide to be offended by something someone did. Like I think it goes by a similar like
Right,
guidelines.
right.
Like we decide
It's
to be
like
happy.
Your argument,
Sorry.
your argument kind of seems like religionist to me because, like saying that we're all in charge of our own happiness and it's up to us to do what we want to be happy, is saying that you could basically live a religion to be happy, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, well,
if
The
I
difference
they're
in the
not.
humanist. Oh wait, sorry. Go ahead, Emily.
Well, I don't. They're in here. It says that the Humanist Manifesto isn't like getting rid of religion altogether. It says that they need to establish like a different type of religion that isn't based on such like traditional ways of things.
okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so it's
I mean,
focused
I
more
think
on like society, not just like biblical times. It's more like adapting traditional religion, not getting rid of it completely. That's what I gather.
what I hear about like the humanists is that they accept everything as in they believe in social morals and and they're not so far into tradition as they are in the future. And so it sounds like the humanist side is very self-gratifying. You know, you're not giving service to somebody to make Heavenly Father happy. You're giving some service to somebody to make you happy, and it's
It's
all
also to make
encompassing on
society happy too.
our society. Oh, good comeback. Nice.
Yeah, because they're trying to
Okay,
make society as a whole have the same opportunities and fulfillment.
Right.
Society. That's a good one. You guys have any other questions for us? I have a question. If
I don't know if you have any
go
questions.
on.
I
If you
don't have a question.
Yeah, you can just ask if you have more questions.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Grace.
Just to be adding to it. So, in the humanist speech that she gave, you mentioned that traditional religion must evolve. So what I've been saying is tradition evolving, like back in the 1970s when the civil rights movement happened, and the church opened up the priesthood to African Americans, and also this new policy that's happening, the same-sex marriage, even though it's not favorable to some, it's an evolvement to the religions. So, in what ways do you think that traditional religion must evolve, coming from a humanist perspective?
From a humanist perspective, I think religion would need to evolve to be more accepting among everyone, or to create more
Do you think
peace.
religion's not accepting?
I think the members themselves aren't
Yeah,
necessarily.
I have to
They
side
go,
Emily,
yeah.
because if you don't mind me interjecting here, I'm sorry, but I have to side with Emily because members, they're not accepting, especially what's going on with the gay and lesbian thing that's just happening with the church, with their new policy, and a lot of them decide to leave the church. So I mean, they're not accepting. So I have
Yeah,
to
they're
ask,
like 2,000 plus.
what was
Yeah.
that, Grace? I didn't hear you.
Oh, about 2,000 plus
Yes,
decided to leave the.
exactly. Yeah. And sadly, I have
But
seen their letters that they have posted on Facebook, which is sad to me. Anyway, but yeah, they're not accepting.
is it because of their age-old principles?
It depends, but
I think that was the final straw for a lot of people.
yeah, exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
That,
It is.
like,
I
even
think,
people that I've known on Facebook are just like, sorry to divert from my question, but like, I mean, I find that I can't just say like, oh, well, they didn't have a strong testimony or whatnot, but a lot of people are being swayed by popular culture because it's popular, it's funny because I had a hard time with it when I first heard about it, because my friend, she wanted to join the church when she was young, and her father wouldn't let her, and so
Yeah.
it wasn't until she was, like 18 that she was baptized. And so, but the church gave that opportunity when before this same-sex marriage policy happened, but now it's a specific policy. And so, so I didn't understand it until I was reading about a first account from a woman who had same-sex parents and who did choose to denounce that their union was wrong, and or announce that their union was wrong, denounce their union, and she said that it takes a huge burden off the child of the same-sex couple when they say that when you're 18, then you can decide to be baptized. Like, I mean, people just kind of don't understand the repercussions that it has for children, as, we're in these classes and learning about how each policy affects the future of America and, other nations. So I thought that just blew my mind,
Yeah.
hearing about like tons of people who are just like, I mean, it's an age-old policy, a principle, but they've just updated it to fit the well-being of the child. I mean, that's how I see it, and
yeah.
I'm like, well, if you don't really understand it, then of course you're gonna
Well,
deny it.
I read that, like, their policies um, in other countries. Like I think some lady wrote some article about how like her husband served a mission in Africa, and they weren't allowed to baptize children of Muslim parents
Mhm.
for the safety of the children, because like
Oh,
they would be murdered or abandoned if they joined the church, because that completely goes against what's being taught in their home. So it's existed in other cultures to do the same thing to protect the children in the family environment.
yeah. To go back with Grace, you've mentioned about the African Americans getting the priesthood back in the 70s. I was 8 years old when that happened, and I
Oh,
firmly believe the same thing happened then. People left the church as well, because, for that particular reason, because it was open not just to African Americans but other cultures as well. I mean, it's just not for them, but people had a hard time with that, and I think it happened then as well as it's happening now. A lot more now, more than anything. Like Emily said, it was the last straw. And
I think this was kind of an easy out for people who were already wanting to leave the church. This was just like
yeah,
you could kind of jump on this opportunity because so many other people were. It was just more convenient that way.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
To like weed out the cares, I guess.
Well, and my husband learned in one of his religion classes this month that there's some law that makes it illegal for a religion or an organization to teach children that like something what their parents are doing is wrong, or what their parents are teaching them is wrong, something like that. So part of this was also like to protect them legally
Yeah,
from
I
yeah.
can see that.
I firmly
Yep.
believe it happened in the Book of Mormon as well. Policies have changed there too, as we read. People have asked to blot their names from the records of the church as well. I mean, it happened back then as well. So it's just a continuation. So, but yeah. So anyway,
That's true.
I hope that answers your question. It was a long drawn out
So
answer, but
No, yeah, it was good. I'm glad that I didn't know it was heading in that direction.
I didn't either.
But that's cool.
Let's see, Jeff, do you have any questions for them?
I don't. Well, since I studied their side by mistake, um, give me a second here. Um, be honest with you, I don't. I don't have a question for them at all.
We're just that good.
It's hard when you agree with that side already.
yeah,
Sort of, yes, but I do side with you as well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, there's good parts to both.
Since I'm supposed to be a humanist, not a religionist, but
Right. Be happy. Yeah, before I came on to this debate, I watched some of a debate just to see creationist and humanist debate between Christopher Hitchens versus Jay Richards, and it's funny because this guy who teaches humanism, he's just so charismatic, and he's just all about, like super funny, super hilarious, and and he's like a big influence on the whole humanist movement, and he says things like, humanists deny intelligent design. He's like, I'm not even going to to confirm. He's like, I shouldn't call it intelligent design. He calls it like infinite design or something. Like he won't even admit that there is a God. Like he's just that dead set, and he believes that everybody came from primates and evolution and everything. And so it was interesting hearing his argument and then hearing a creationist point of view. And I mean, I've already heard all about how science defends God, and in this one movie, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's more like a documentary. It's called, um, oh my goodness, I just forgot. It's like, uh, it's just all about these different scientists that are influenced, maybe pastors, maybe just church members. They're all like accredited doctorate scientists that talk about how God influences science and how it's an incredible design, from the snowflakes that fall from the sky to the the dynamic of water, or a dynamic of an animal, like the nautilus in the shell or whatnot, and how it's just it couldn't just be from a big bang. And maybe God created the Big Bang. So it was just interesting to watch both sides, and how you could. I can definitely see how it would be very persuasive to choose the humanist, especially if you want to, not feel guilty. You want to feel good all the time. You want a lot of self gratification, but I mean these underlining things through the humanist are just, like just on the surface.
Mhm.
After you see some debates on that, you just see that there's just surface chatter, it's just funny. And with the creationism, it's like everybody was just silent, nobody laughed, but the way that he articulated it was just like amazing. Like, oh yeah, like like what a humanist can't identify for you, a creationist can, like um with the astronomy and the world. Sorry, I'm just rambling, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, me too. My husband's probably like nuts with the kids. I left them both with him. Yeah, they're probably jumping off the walls and getting into everything, and
Right.
he's just
Okay, let me stop
screaming.
the podcast, and I've got just one question for you. Let me stop this real quick.